Here we are, back in the minivan again. Time for another road trip. It's a doozy. This is actually a 2-week road trip. This won't all be in one video, but get ready. We got lots of stuff planned. So one thing my wife and I love to do is try all the different flavors of Mountain Dew that are out there. And unfortunately, there are some that are exclusive to different stores. I mean, you know how exclusivity works. You're in the Skylanders world. You understand. There's one Mountain Dew we discovered that is exclusive to Maverick convenience stores, which we don't have in Wisconsin. Did a little research, and they're mostly out west. So I missed my opportunity when I was out in California, Arizona. There's some out there. But I also discovered there's some in Iowa. And I'm passing through Iowa. So we're going to stop and check out some Maverick locations and see if we can find this mysterious Mountain Dew that we have not tried yet. And we'll see what happens. Well, that was a little bit simpler than I expected. Very well advertised. Had it right at the front of the store. And there we go. Mountain Dew Honeydew. Honeydew naturally and artificially flavored. So, not really sure what to think of this one. Honeydew, I usually think of as a very light flavor. And so I'm not sure how that's going to translate into a soda like this. But we'll find out. Unfortunately for me, this is day 1 of 14 of my road trip. So I won't, we always sample them together at the same time. So I won't be trying this until I get back home. So stay tuned. We'll get some results on it, but thankfully, I was able to find it on the first try. After a solid 8 hours of drive time, I've made it to my first stop. At least my first game store. This, I realize why I don't like taking trips in the wintertime and why I usually stick to more road trips in the summertime. It's because I get an extra 3 to 4 hours of daylight to drive and hunt Skylanders at night. But we're here now, so I'm in the Kansas City area. We got a few stops here. We'll see if we can find anything good. That is a pretty successful first stop. I have all vintage stock. They tend to always have a Skylanders section, which is useful, helpful for finding stuff. Now let's see if I can see these in the dark. We got a Series 1 Frino. We got a Purple Lip Chill. You'll have to take my word on that. I don't know that I can show that off right now. Oh, you can kind of see it there. What else do we get here? We got Trailblazer. Got Thornhorn Camo. And an Enchanted Hoot Loop. And then we even picked up one game already. This copy of Trap Team for the 3DS. So, all in all, I would say a very successful first stop. I have, I think, 3 more stops I want to make tonight, but I think they all close within the next hour and a half. So I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to make it to all of them, but we're going to try. Made it to location number 2. We still got about 53 minutes before stores start closing. So we're going to make this quick, and we might be able to make all 3 yet tonight. that'll speed things up a bit. That was a very disappointing Skylanders section, especially for vintage stock location. I expect better from them. I might have to cross this one off my list. I mean, if that's what their store usually looks like, it's not worth my time, not worth the stop. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, we'll just keep moving on tonight. The first store we had tonight, I guess, just was very spectacular. It looked like they had a fresh collection in or something like that, you know. Some good mid-range stuff. What surprised me was a lot of creation crystals and traps at that first location, and that's always fun to see in stores because those are things that people don't always associate with Skylanders if they're not familiar with the game, and so they either don't get put on the shelf or they just don't know what they are sometimes. But we'll keep moving on and see if our luck improves from here. Small change of plans. I decided to skip the third store on my list tonight with the idea that I will go back and hit it tomorrow morning. I think it'll be better then. Meanwhile, I do have one last stop here to get to tonight. One more vintage stock location. I'm pretty sure I've been to this location before as well, but we'll check it out and then call it a night. No such luck there. Pretty slim pickings overall. Definitely a better store than the second one that I went to, but that first one was hard to beat. We just had really, really good luck and good experience at that first store there. So, trip's just beginning though. We'll see what we find. Day 2. Well, I'm up with plenty of time to spare because, as I've discussed many times before, game stores don't tend to open very early. Thankfully, this one that I'm sitting in front of right now opens at 10 a.m. instead of the usual like noon, or even sometimes 1 p.m. or something like that. But I took my time this morning, got ready, got my breakfast.
Diabetes.
And now we're just waiting a few more minutes until the shop opens. Now, I will show you if I find Skylanders inside. But as for the rest of the store, I'm going to leave that a surprise for now, just because I think it'll make a good video for later. I'll show you the name of the store as I go in, as I usually do, but I'll explain the rest of it in the second video. So stay tuned for that, for a game store review. I don't know. Is that something we're doing now? Maybe. We'll find out. Here at Nerd Nation, I did not see any Skylanders figures. We may have to change that. We'll have to see what's going on. But I did pick up a few games. So we got Giants and Spyro's Adventure for the 3DS and Imaginators for the PS4. There were a few other Skylanders games in there, so definitely check them out. They are fairly priced. I have no qualms recommending them. It's a very nice store. Everything's laid out well. You can find anything you're looking for. The staff is very helpful. But yeah, I will give you more of a review in another video. Day 3. This day is going to be busy for me, but I'm not going to show you most of it in this video. You see, I've issued myself a challenge. Can I find 32 figures in 32 hours? Now, these aren't just any 32 figures. As you might guess, I'm aiming for the 32 original SSA Spyro's Adventure figures. That's my goal. Find those 32 figures in the next 32 hours. So I'm currently down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I have a bunch of shops I can hit around here. They're mostly going to be movie trading company stores, but we'll see if we find any others or need any others beyond that. It's going to be a spicy challenge, I think. But here's the rub. If I don't get all 32 figures in 32 hours, I have to give away everything that I bought from this challenge. So, are you ready for it? I'll take you along with me on the first store here, but then the remainder of the challenge is going to show up in a separate video. So let the games begin. Now there's something I haven't seen before at one of these stores. Ooh. I will note for this challenge, they do need to be in good condition, so I'm not going to buy damaged figures like this. But look, it's everybody's favorite wash bomb. Fantastic swapper. Okay, that first stop went way better than I ever could have imagined. It's a great way to start this challenge. But that being said, as they fall on the floor, I still got a long way to go. And honestly, I got a lot more of the common figures. There are one or two in here, like my boy Camo. You may have seen him in the shot. That I am glad to have checked off the list already. Which, by the way, I do actually have a physical list that I need to start checking these off. So I know what I still need when I go into the next store. But yeah, we got a long way to go. Like Wham Shell is going to be a tricky one. Hex without any damage is going to be a tricky one. And we'll see where we go from there. But at this first location, I think we picked up 18 figures. So like more than half of them. But we only got like 2 out of the 3 starter pack figures even. So still got some hunting to do. At this location though, we got Drobot, Warnado, Gilgrunt, Stump Smash, Zap, Sonic Boom, Whirlwind, Double Trouble, Terrafin, Drill Sergeant, Stealth Elf, Lightning Rod, Spyro, my boy Camo, Bash, Eruptor, and Cinder. So like I said, if I counted correctly, I think that was 18 that I got at the stop. So we only need 14 more theoretically in the next, 30 hours or so. But there's some tough ones in there for sure. I mean, Sunburn, Ghost Roaster, Wham Shell, those aren't ones I see all the time in these stores. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll keep buying them as we find them. Made it to stop number 2. And after consulting my list, I actually got 17 at my first stop there. So still got 15 to go. Well, here it is. Made the first big pickup of this trip. Bunch of inbox stuff. I learned from Vicky and her family that this was a Toys R Us buyout. Back in the day when they were going out of business, they stocked up on a few things. A lot of racing action packs, mostly Sky and Sea. I don't think there's any land in here. But there are a few other items, some characters. There's some Swap Force stuff in here too. So look out for that in the shop sooner or later. Day 6. Yes, I know I skipped over a day. But yesterday was kind of a whirlwind of a day. So I didn't record anything actually. But let's do a quick recap. Yesterday I drove from Mississippi to Georgia, made the big pickup in Georgia. I injured myself. Don't worry, I'm okay. I showed this injury off to the SCL Discord. I won't show it here because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube, but I'm okay. After that, I continued my drive, totaling another 8 to 9 hours on the road, and found a hotel in Georgia. So you didn't miss anything too crazy. Today, we're heading up to Kentucky, a significantly shorter drive. Should only be 5 or 6 hours on the road, I think. Probably stop at a few places. I mean, McKay's is on the way. That's a staple at this point, so I think we have to stop. And we'll see what else we get up to. But ultimately, we are headed back home. Made it out to Chattanooga, and we're here at McKay's. I got to start planning these trips better and remember that McKay's is always stupid busy on the weekends, and maybe I shouldn't come here on weekends. In any case, I'm here now, so let's go see what they have. Not a bad stop. I had actually forgotten that this location at least has rearranged a few things and made the little Toys to Life section. I always appreciate that when they acknowledge that Toys to Life exists. But I did pick up a few games. So we got Spyro's Adventure and Giants for the PS3, Trap Team for the Wii U, and then I did pick up the Tough Luck and a Mistletoe Dive Clops that you may have seen in the video. So a few nice pickups there, and we'll keep moving on. Well, we're going to add one to the list today. Normally, after I hit Chattanooga, I head west towards Nashville, but today I want to head up towards Lexington, which means I'm going up I-75, which means I'm passing right by Knoxville. And there's another McKay's in Knoxville. So we're stopping. We're going to check it out, see if they have anything else for today, too. I'd call that a worthwhile stop. That location was definitely busier than our last stop down in Chattanooga, but still found some good stuff there. We got superchargers for the Wii U. We got a bunch of figures. Best figure selection I've seen here in a long time. I think the last few times I've been here, it's been like just a pile of Jetvacs or something like that. Like just nothing there. And so I didn't see any of those there, which makes me wonder, like, did they just clear them out after a while when no one was buying them? Or did someone actually come through and buy all the Jetvacs or something? I don't know. But hey, there's new stuff in there today. We got a Series 1 Slam Bam. We got a Series 2 Slam Bam. We got a High Volt Life Torch Trap, which I probably would have left, except there's the possibility that there's a Riot Shield Shredder in here. So we're going to take it home and test it, see how it goes. We got Splatter Splasher, Hog Wild Frino, and then 2 Series 2 Wrecking Balls. So, not a bad haul overall. And I think we got one more stop yet today, up in Lexington. The one I've been trying to get to and keep getting distracted by McKay's. So, hey, we'll get there eventually. Like I said, not a long driving day today, so we'll make it work. So I'm here at my last stop for the day, which is Quick Flips Video Games. It's another new store, and much like Nerd Nation that we explored earlier on this trip, is another game store started by a YouTuber and reseller of video games. Got their start online, and just recently, like within this past year, moved into physical retail. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. This one in particular interests me even more because I know Caleb, or Phoenix Resale as he goes on by online, has kind of 2 spaces here. I think he bought them together, but they're like 2 separate storefronts technically. And he uses half of it for his online business and then the other half for the physical retail shop. And that's always what I kind of said would happen if I ever rented out a physical space, like for a warehouse or something. Like, if I'm going to be paying to rent a building, I should probably have some customer-facing space attached to it. And that's almost exactly what he's done here. So I'm very curious to see it in person. Obviously, I will only be able to see the customer-facing portion, the store. I won't be able to see the behind-the-scenes, the online portion of it. I don't have a meeting set up or anything like that. But I'm curious to see it in person. I've seen it in a lot of videos, but this will be the first time. Let's go check it out. Unfortunately, no Skylanders figures there. Did find, I think, 2 games for the Wii. Only $5 a piece. They were reasonably priced, but nothing that I'm going to pick up today. Well, it's the final morning of this trip, and I was prepared to hit up one more location before heading home, but I decided against it for this trip. We'll get there someday in the future, hopefully. But I have a long drive today, and I'm turning around immediately after I drop off everything that's in the back of the car right now to go on another road trip. So I am going to play it safe and make sure I can make it home, unload, and then head back out on the road. So here's maybe a few shots of me unloading if I remember to take them. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next trip.